What is up, watch people? Welcome to another edition of Talking Timepieces with Tony. Today I am wearing my Cartier Santos Large on the bracelet. Love it on the bracelet, love it on the strap. So today we're going to be talking about, today actually I've got a bunch of questions, so we're going to be doing a Q&A. So let's roll the intro and we will get into it. All right. Alrighty, so yeah, I got a bunch of questions, so we're gonna try to get through all of this. All right. I really appreciate everyone who likes my videos. Please like and subscribe, share, hit the bell notification. So we'll start with Robert P. Said, Tony, do you think Omega boutiques will start lowering the current retail prices with the secondary market coming down? No. Manufacturers, they don't base their prices on what the secondary market's doing. They set their prices, and that's the price. If something on the secondary market like Rolex escalates, and goes to astronomical prices, then the companies themselves aren't going to start jacking their prices up like that. They have their general price increases. So, for instance, if these prices come down on the secondary market, then no, they're not. They don't base anything off of what the secondary market is. Maybe they a little bit. I don't know. I don't work for a manufacturer, so. But no, just because, especially like with Omegas are pretty inexpensive on the secondary market for the most part anyway. So you're not going to see manufacturers lowering their prices. I mean, with anything, you don't see anybody lowering prices. The prices for everything is just going up and up and up. So no. All right. So Gavin is it Keogh or is it Keg? I have it folded, so I think it's Gavin Keogh. Hey Tony, I'm a younger guy with a lower budget trying to enter the luxury watch game and hopefully buy my first entry-level watch. I wanted to ask you, do you have any recommendations on which brand to look at and where a trusted place to buy a watch would be? I was thinking Omega, since they're a little bit cheaper and seem more mass-produced. But if I'm wrong, please correct me. Okay, so I'll correct you. Okay. Rolex are mass-produced, man. So Omegas, there's a lot of mass-produced luxury brands, but Cartier, things like that. Entry level is not a term I like to use on my channel because I think it's condescending and it's demeaning in a sense. So essentially what it would be is if you want an Oris and it's $2,000 and that's your Grail watch, then that's it. It's condescending to say, oh, it's a great entry level watch, especially if you like have a Lamborghini or something and you still wear an Oris. You know what I mean? I don't like that term entry level, so let's not discuss that on this channel, all right? But yeah, man, Oris is a great brand. They have the Diver 65, I believe, which I think is really cool. The Aquis is really cool. Tudor Black Bay is, just go to Tudor. They've got so many freaking cool watches at really good prices compared, and they're related to Rolex. They're basically Rolex's little sister or brother, however you want to put it. IWC is another one. The Mark 18 Petite Prince pilot watch, man. Those are like $4,000, $4,200. You can't go wrong with an IWC. I love those. And then like a Cartier tank. Santos is going to be more expensive, but a Cartier tank, man. Quartz one even at that, that's real classic and real classy, man. So yeah, that's my thought on that. Let's go to Metagirl. This was an email asking me Rolex OP41 silver dial versus Rolex 36 or 41 Datejust with a Wimbledon dial. Dude, I gotta go with the Wimbledon. You know, I'm just like such a huge tennis fan. So I would go with the 41 millimeter with the Jubilee bracelet and fluted bezel. If I couldn't get that, I'd actually go with the 36 on that one with the Jubilee and 36 fluted bezel. If as the 41, I would also probably, I was offered a 41 two-tone, but I just didn't want a two-tone, not with the Wimbledon dial. As far as the OP with the silver dial and the gold hands, yeah, that's what I've been wanting that watch for a while. For some reason I can't get it, although my AD has been trying to get it for me, but it's all good. Are your Grail watches Patek Calatrava, JLC Master Date? Any other Grail watches? Oh yeah. I'll go with the Patek Philippe Aquanaut. I love that watch. However, Vacheron Constantin has been a brand that I've loved for so many years. I would go with the traditional tourbillon. That's just blows me away, that watch. I love that watch. I love the 56 in rose gold with the silver dial, gold hands, indices. And I like the stainless steel with the blue dial. That's actually awesome because that's actually affordable, you know? That's something I could probably get, hopefully, someday, soon, relatively, maybe. So yeah, there's a few of them. I mean, and there's more. I just, you know, I don't want to make this video too long. I could make a list. I could just put like the Dead Sea Scrolls and just scroll it out. And this is a Grail watch, this is a Grail watch, this is a Grail watch. I have two. I've got a Cartier Santos and I have my Rolex Submariner. Those were two Grail watches for me, so at least I have those. Which watch gave me the greatest experience as far as purchasing? Pretty much, I think anything that I've really bought at Bindi has been just such a great experience. My Submariner was really special because that was a watch I wasn't expecting to get. However, my sales rep was out because he had gotten sick. So his manager, I worked with his manager, and that was still really awesome. So yeah, I mean, anything I've gotten from Bindi recently has been really good. Let's see. Any watches I regret selling? Yeah. The ones I regret selling is probably my first Rolex Datejust, 12600, I think it was, from the 90s. I had an Oris, and I just can't think of it was a limited edition Oris of 1,000 pieces. There's a race in Spain, Mallorca maybe. I sold that one to Federico. I wish I hadn't. I had a Carl F. Bucher that I really liked with a Power Reserve. I wish I hadn't have sold that. I sold that to Federico too. You know, he's great to work with when you want to give him watches for absolutely nothing, but when you want actually a legitimate price on a watch, that's when he just gets the snob shit out. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So those were that, and then the final question I got was from Doug. Let me throw this question at you. If I went to my local AD and offered to buy two Rolexes, the Daytona, the one I want most, and maybe a Datejust or an OP, do you think that would increase my chances of getting either or both watches? I, of course, will be wearing my no date sub when I go in. I don't have any buying history with my local AD, but they have adjusted my sub. Okay, so they've done something to your Submariner. You haven't bought anything from them. You know, I know someone named JT had kind of answered your question on this, and in a sense, you've got a greater chance of getting an OP or a Datejust. I would go with the OP or the Datejust. Walking in there with a sub you bought somewhere else doesn't really matter. They're not going to look at it and go, "Oh my God, he has a sub." You know, it might give you a little bit of credibility in the fact knowing that you didn't flip a watch and you still have it. So you would be more likely to get an OP or a Datejust. As far as the Daytona, dude, you're never going to get that watch. I hate to say it, bro, but you're not going to get it. You might, I mean, you get it on the secondary market, but getting it from a AD, it's never going to happen. You know, if you have kids and they grow up and then they have kids and then those kids grow up and you have great grandchildren, when they grow up, maybe by that time it'll come in and you'll have already whatever, you know what I mean? It's a tough one. You're not going to, it doesn't ever hurt to ask because you never know what can happen and you never know what's going to happen with the market. But I'm telling you, as of right now, it's not going to happen. What I would do is I would buy the OP or the Datejust when it comes in. and say, look, you do want a Daytona, but in the meantime, I wouldn't hold my breath. And if you were planning on spending that kind of money anyway, I would get the Zenith Chronomaster Sport. That's the closest thing you'll ever get to a Daytona than the actual Daytona. It looks killer. Rolex Daytona is up until I think 2004 used the Zenith El Primero movement. So that's a really good watch. You know, you're looking at a $10,000 price point on that, but it's totally worth it. So that's what I would do if I were you. But again, it's up to you. So but waiting for an AD to get you a Daytona. I had an AD tell me a couple years ago that it was at least an 8-year waiting list. You know, and I don't even know where you live, but you know, Daytonas just don't come by often, you know what I mean? It's just not one of those things. And when they do, even guys that have subs, GMTs, Yachtmasters, Milgauss, Sky Dwellers can't get Daytonas, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things. So having said that, I really appreciate everyone who watches my videos. This is so awesome. I love you guys. And let's talk more watches in the next episode. So just don't forget again, like, subscribes, you know. If you're one of those douchey trolls that like to not watch an entire video and then just slam a comment, that sucks because wait, don't waste your time. All right. Anyway.